there will come a time when, like with that 100-monkey theory, where one monkey does something, all of a sudden everybody's doing it. Well, I think there's a few people waking up to find out that the human race is doomed. And now it might be, it begins to look like the whole human race is beginning to awaken out of their slumber just well enough to understand they're finished. There's only an inch and a half of topsoil left on the earth to grow. All over the earth, the ground that you grow food in is polluted with toxic chemicals and nuclear fallout, and Fukushima and all the other horrible things which are happening that mankind has no control over. Along with as the United Nations said, that they thought that they are estimating that by, I think it's within the next 10 to 12 years, that there will be no life in the oceans of the world, period. Nothing. Well, I don't know what that does for your fish sandwiches, and for your fish dinners and the peoples of the world that live on boating and fishing and depend on the fishing industry. When the UN says, well, probably within the next 20, 25 years, whatever that was, I was reading the article, they said there was coming a time very soon, within the next few years, when there would be no fish alive, period, all over the earth. That's how far gone the earth is. Reason why is because all the big corporations, not just in America, but all over the world, big corporations are dumping their toxic waste into the oceans and putting them in drums, highly poisonous toxic waste are being dumped into the oceans off of ships. We've got all kinds of documentary films showing that. Well, they've been doing that for, God knows, 50, 70 years. Well, those drums do get rusty on occasions, and down 6 miles down, 4 miles down in the ocean, the pressure is very, very powerful on containers that are rusting and falling apart to start with. So when they pop down there, they pop and release huge, enormous amounts of toxic poisons into the oceans of the world. All over the world this is happening. And down at the South Pole, the North Pole, and everywhere in between. The humans are raping the earth. And so unfortunately for whoever created us, we have become a disease. We murder our own children, we rape our own women, we destroy our food, we lie, we're detestable, we lap in the luxury of other people's heartache. The human race is a mess, but it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And so, when I look at all of this and I see the children on the streets of America and on the streets of the world, the little ones who have no idea in the world what's going on and where their world is going. I know where it's going. I've been studying it for over 53 years. I know where it's going. I know where it's going to happen, and I know who's doing it, and I know how they're doing it and why. But as long as you've got hundreds of millions of people in America, one of the most progressive countries in the world, supposedly one of the most enlightened peoples of the world, and you've got hundreds of millions of people who have an IQ less than 40, dancing in the streets, excited and dancing and tears running from their eyes in joy, that we have now finally elected a Nazi, fascist, murdering, bloodletting, asshole murderers of the world. We now have finally elected somebody like us in our great democracy. We are a bunch of criminals and drug-running thieves and liars and adulterers, and that's what we are in America. And we finally got somebody like us in the White House. So